One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Yes, sir. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever the hell you guys are from. Well, over here in northern Alabama, it is hump day. It's hump day morning. Feels ultra good. Hopefully everyone's doing fantastic. Good to see everyone up in here, man. Good to see everyone. So we got some things to discuss. As you guys know, Trump was just in Saudi Arabia, did a deal over there, and I found out that they're doing about a $600 billion investment into the United States. It sounds like it may be up to $1 trillion. So that's going to be very interesting to figure out, of course. We'll find out more within the weeks coming. But Trump is now in Qatar. I know it says originally I labeled this Trump heads to Qatar, but actually he's already there. And he just took, I guess there's this signing thing that they do in Qatar. I guess it's a ceremony. And he took place of that already this morning. So we're going to be covering all of that, as well as we got VP Vance, as well as with the law enforcement breakfast this morning. I guess he speaks, and there's going to be some Diddy trial updates. So stick around. Make sure you guys hang out for that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, just like Steve Easy said. That's right. That's right. That's true, though, Steve. We got Carney, by the way, coming in, dropping it hot like a motherfucker to start off the morning. Gifting out a membership, man. I very much appreciate that, kind sir. Thank you for your kind patronage, as always, my man. We got Robert Demina up in here, as well as OB Joe, man. Good to see you guys. We got Gary as well. Appreciate you. We got Rabbit of Chaos, Naomi. Appreciate everyone for coming in and hanging out with us, as always, man. We definitely get down with our bad selves. We got freaking Glare 1%er, as well as Charles down there from down under in Australia. It feels ultra good. Hopefully you're doing amazing on your Wednesday morning, or I guess now Thursday morning for you. It is Thursday morning for you. It's like you're almost like a whole ass day ahead, you know? So before we get into the craziness, like what we previously just discussed right there, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. You know what else is free? Just hitting that subscribe button if you haven't already, man. Just saying. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month. This is how we get to speak the way that we get to speak, because of you guys. We're 100% funded by you. Absolutely. Listen, we don't cater to views. We don't do any of that shit. It is 1,000% you guys in the Breakfast Club that make this shit happen. And very honored with that. And my way of being able to give back is on Saturday mornings. We do a members only live stream for just you guys every single Saturday, 10 a.m. CST, by the way, 11 a.m. Eastern. And it's a fantastic time. I get to be quite a bit uncensored over there because it's not really open to the public. It's only to you guys. So I get to say a little bit more than I usually get to. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at Ball Valve TV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but of the show, as well as Millennial Food Time, all the great shit. You know what I mean? Real quick, speaking of Instagram, let me go ahead and go on here and show you guys something real quick. This was yesterday, and I thought it was funny, so why not? I'm going to show you guys. This was yesterday's homemade taco salad. She feels ultra good. That was right after the show. Super bomb. Last night. Fishing time.
See what happens when you're catching big bass and one after another. Then you got these guys just sitting there drinking beer. Well, we know who the real fishermen are.
True. It's funny because I get involved in the conversation. I don't mean to, it just happens where I'm in a good conversation, Okay, last but not least, okay, of course, well, one of the other things is Naomi's been putting the Discord into the chat. If you guys haven't already joined up into the Discord, make sure you guys do. Majority of you guys are in there, so I'm very stoked on that, but let's make it 100% of you guys. Last but not least, of course, all donations are going to be shouted out live, of course. Any gifted memberships, super chats, super stickers, membership signups, all those things are going to be shouted out onto the stream. But of course, if you guys want to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut, we have these platforms scrolling for the remainder of the show. And of course, I'll shout you and your message out over there. Okay? Shit.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
That's correct. And by the way, we got Anson up in here. We got chairman of the board. Good to see you, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing fantastic as well. Yes, sir. That is Bobby. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the world's craziness for the day. We're going to start off, where they are talking about in context. I'm giving you guys a little context. We're starting in the very beginning. Early this morning, they talk about it. They have an analyst that talks about Qatar real quick. So, of course, that's what we're going to hear first. And then once I hear what the signing deal or the signing ceremony is, we'll go ahead and kind of basically skip up all the way up until the signing. We also have some other things that are happening with, Vice President Vance. We have a few updates on the Diddy trial. So, of course, we'll try to squeeze those in where we can.
We know at this time he has departed Saudi Arabia. We showed it live to you right here on Live Now from Fox, heading to Doha, Qatar. That happening about 15 minutes ago. A lot to discuss this morning, so we want to bring into the conversation distinguished lecturer in terrorism and homeland security with the University of New Haven, Ken Gray. Ken, good morning to you. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
That's right, OB Joe, ST.
Good morning, Janae. Glad to be with you again.
Thank you so much. So it's been a busy week for President Donald Trump. We know he is conducting his tour out in the Middle East. As I just mentioned moments ago, we saw him at the airport with the Crown Prince, where he boarded his jet to head to Doha, Qatar, as he has been in Saudi Arabia the past 2 days, Monday and then Tuesday. And then Wednesday of
What's up, SNS? By the way, good morning to you.
Let's talk about what this trip means. What does it mean for U.S.-Middle East relations?
Good question.
So President Trump is busy making deals with every country there that he is visiting. The deal that he made with Saudi Arabia, he's talking about bringing a large amount of investment into the United States.
$600 billion as of right now, but it could be up to $1 trillion from Saudi Arabia.
Numbers like $600 billion.
I already confirmed it.
Of investment in areas like defense, oil, metals, mining, and the arts. And so this entire trip is going to be centered around making deals with different countries, using the economy, using trade as a tool to find peace in this area. So Saudi Arabia also facilitated a meeting.
What's up, Mount High, by the way? Good morning. And to you, saying like button and left-handed tobacco all around. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
With, Syria, the president met with the now new leader of Syria, Mr.
Al-Shara.
Formerly known as Al-Jawlani, head of the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, a terrorist group. And yet President Trump is meeting with him or met with him and is lifting sanctions on Syria, trying to make that into a much more calm area there. He also met with the president of Turkey, Erdogan, who helped facilitate this meeting with Syria. And so, again, this is all about using, making...
That shit was actually pretty dope, not gonna lie.
Investment deals with trying to bring peace to this area. Qatar, he's now...
What's up, Process? Good to see you, by the way. And Frank, good morning, by the way. I saw you this morning, but I just wanted to say that out loud while you're in here, man. Good to see you.
Visiting Qatar.
Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Qatar is about security. Qatar was...
Qatar? Yo, stop the cap, yo.
Stop the cap.
Come on, bro. Why is the mainstream news media been using the word Qatar? We've been saying Qatar, like a guitar, but Qatar. We've been saying Qatar forever. Why are these idiots all of a sudden saying fucking Qatar? The fuck is Qatar? Even them over there, they call it Qatar. I mean, their own people call it that. Why are we changing the nomenclature here?
One of the chief facilitators with negotiation with Hamas, Qatar, and Egypt. And so I'm sure the focus will be on security.
What's up, Brother Slim? Good morning to you, by the way. Happy Hump Day.
With Qatar during this part of the visit. But they're also going to be talking about that plane, the 747 that the royal family of Qatar has offered to President Trump.
Qatar.
A very controversial issue on whether or not he can even accept that plane under the emollients clause in the Constitution.
You hit that nail on the head this morning, Ken. Right now, sharing a picture with you and the viewers, courtesy of the White House on X, where you can see President Donald Trump and then the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia smiling in tandem there and then holding the thumbs up. A lot of people saying this truly highlights the respect that world leaders in the Middle East have for President Donald Trump. You've mentioned it several times right here on Live Now from Fox, how many Israelis and many world leaders in the Middle East credit the ceasefires that have happened, credit the hostage returns that have happened to President Donald Trump.
Yes, the return here of Edon Alexander, for instance, was done as a gift for President Trump for his visit. And for that release, Hamas expects to receive some type of greater gift, bigger gift for releasing Edon Alexander. So we will see how this works out. Right now, the Israelis are trying to lock down the Gaza Strip. President Trump is offered to take over the providing of humanity,
which he has offered that. We got Steve Posey, by the way, saying good morning, Mike Ball and the Breakfast Club. Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well this Wednesday morning.
Through contractors, because UNRWA has been banned from the area by Israel. And so President Trump has talked about taking over the flow of humanitarian aid back into the Gaza Strip. He has also talked about trying to form some type of government, interim government for the running of the Gaza Strip after the war is over there between Hamas and Israel. So
that's a really good fucking idea. That's a really good idea, Blair. Trump ought to take that gifted plane and donate it for a new Air Force One. Yeah, see, that's a great idea. Boom. Sell it right back to him, you know?
Visit. Whether he is able to fit that into this visit or not, or whether he's able to make a side trip to Israel to further this conversation, it's not clear. It's not on the schedule yet, but who knows? With President Trump Again,
Who
constantly
knows?
trying to work all different angles of different deals.
Yeah, Trump is kind of a little bit of a wild cannon.
Yeah, as you discuss Israel, Ken, I want to transition to give you and the viewers a live
That's right,
look
Carney.
at the Jerusalem
Hit that like
Old
button,
City
everyone.
skyline. For many people,
Appreciate
they
it.
do feel that top priority for this Middle East visit is obviously Israel and Iran. And a lot of people have accredited President Trump.
Gee, what's good, Coder? Good to see you, my man. Hopefully you're doing fantastic and enjoying your Wednesday morning. Radical says he's also talked about taking over Gaza. Yes, he has also talked about that. Also, one of the things that I, as a staunch conservative, have condemned him from doing. You know what I mean? Just so you know. Just so you know. If France can gift America the Statue of Liberty, why can't Qatar gift America a plane? Well, I don't see any issue with it. Why not just go ahead and kind of like what Blair just said here, Trump ought to take that gifted plane and donate it for a new Air Force One. I mean, I wouldn't trust that damn plane, to be honest. I wouldn't trust a plane from anywhere from the Middle East. I'm going to be very real on that. But I understand the controversy and all the bullshit behind it right now. But Trump should visit Iran. Yeah, well, maybe that might even actually, I mean, it may not happen in Iran, but I know a deal may be happening with Iran eventually. Eventually, that is very possible at this point. I mean, he just made a call out for it yesterday. We got Papa Penguin up in the building. Shout out to my man. Good morning to you, kind sir. Hopefully you're doing well and fantastic on this Wednesday morning. Don't let Pelosi near the plane. She would use it as a dildo. What's up, GG? Good morning to you, by the way. Hopefully you're doing well. Always appreciate all you guys. We got Dragon Classy as well. And I 100% agree with you. Qatar is not to be trusted. Absolutely. I would actually beg to differ that basically all of the Middle East, with the exception with, Israel on our side, shouldn't be trusted. Even Israel, I don't trust them personally. We got Brother Beezer up in here saying, morning fam, good to see you from South Florida, man. Always good to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. All right, back to this.
For also recognizing
that like
the
button, everyone.
Palestinian people this morning during the GCC summit. He did say, quote, he hoped for a future of safety and dignity of the Palestinian people, but not under.
Nah, that's I think that's fairly cap. $200 billion was just bought worth of planes. I guess it was like the record. I guess it was like some sort of record. It was $160 billion from Qatar that Qatar bought from Boeing. This just happened. They just bought $160 billion worth of planes and then $40 billion worth of, I forget exactly what else. So it was $200 billion total. And trust me, if Qatar is buying their shit from them, I'm sure that they can do what is necessary for the Air Force One.
Gaza's current leaders, Hamas, who he said delight in raping, torturing, and murdering
Florida as
innocent
well. Good
people.
to see you.
Some people
Good
saying
morning.
this goes along with what many Israeli leaders
and
have.
Tiffany, everyone's coming in through. Hey, man, I'm sorry for pausing real quick, but I got my people in here. Got to say hi to everyone,
Said this is not a fight against the Palestinian people, but rather a fight against Hamas.
Absolutely. So President Trump has once again agreed with Netanyahu as far as the end result of this will be to replace Hamas. Hamas no longer being the lead for the Gaza Strip. However, Hamas is really entrenched in there. And so whether or not he's able to do that, whether they are able to do that, it will yet to be seen. As far as Iran goes, remember that President Trump is able to walk and chew gum at the same time. We have maximum pressure on Iran.
Really? I didn't know that, Papa Penguin. He says Boeing has serious internal issues. Management is a train wreck. What company is their management? Not train wrecks, but just saying. And safety has taken a nosedive. It's bad. The only reason they still exist in the U.S., the government will not let them die. Understood. I understand what you're saying here. Let's see what chairman of the board says. Boeing can't make planes. Everything is fine. Situation normal. Should start making planes now. You're funny, dude. All right, back to this.
Iran, and at the same time, he's talking about making deals with Iran to get them to back away from terrorism and to back away from the.
You know what I need? I need my left-handed tobacco, and I'm going to grab my actual Lieutenant Tobacco over here. So I'll be right back.
Trying to
grab my ashtray and shit.
become
One
a
sec.
member of the nuclear weapons community. That is not going to be allowed to happen. So when I say walk and chew gum at the same time, and while he is trying to make a deal with Iran and get them to give up this idea of having a nuclear weapon, at the same time, Israel is prepared with our support to attack Iran, their nuclear sites. And President Trump may very well give them the green light. If the peaceful approach does not work, I would expect him to tell Israel to go ahead with our backing and attack those sites. And so a lot rides on these conversations with Iran as to whether or not we're going to see this become a much bigger war than what it currently is.
Ken Gray, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your perspective and expertise on all things Middle East. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. And as mentioned in the interview early this morning during the 4 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, President Donald Trump.
So that's basically an analyst perspective of what is going on over there. What he calls Qatar. No, it's fucking Qatar, dude. I don't understand why they morons. So this is the ceremony as I believe Trump lands over there in Qatar as they bring him into the signing building, wherever they're doing that at. They have a little whole ordeal here. Go ahead.
You the very latest information. I did see, thanks to my producer for pointing it out, we did get a shot of President Donald Trump's aircraft there. I'm actually going to drop that
there it is
to the U.S.
There it is.
Capitol. We continue to.
Is that all the media going up there? I think it is. I think that's all the media.
Has been pushed back several feet, of course, Arabia. Now in Doha, Qatar. Of course, if we hear any regards or any remarks on the tarmac, also, if we can get a closer look, you can see the media has been pushed back several feet, of course, to be behind security. And
yeah. It's definitely the media. Okay, so these guys, I'm not sure if they're media, but I was figuring that they may be, but it sounds like that all the media has been pushed back, which for security reasons, I can understand. Okay, so real quick, little side update. Just wanted to give you guys this because I do have it into the actual, I'm not going to play the whole thing because quite frankly, I'm not that interested. But regarding Diddy, we will give the update that we do have to an extent. We're not going to play the entire update.
Testifying at the music mogul sex trafficking trial. It was a day of emotional and graphic testimony. Right now, we want to check in with Fox 5 New York's Briella Tomasetti. She joins us live in Lower Manhattan with what Cassie Ventura had to say. Briella, good morning to you.
Yeah, Gina, should note that this is the first time Cassie Ventura has made any sort of public comment about her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, but her story helped lead to his eventual arrest and indictment on federal charges. Yesterday, she told it all in court. During her first day of testimony, the 38-year-old R&B singer went into excruciating detail about Combs' so-called freak-offs, which prosecutors have described as drug-fueled sex parties. Ventura told the jury she met Combs at 19.
Listen, it's not a proper freak-off unless you got some freaking Diddy oil and some dildos. You know what I mean? I'm just going to be real. It's not a freak-off unless you got 1,000 bottles of lube. Just saying.
Years old and was just 22 when he asked her to participate in the first freak-off, explaining that she felt
I like that. Diddy didn't do nothing. Diddy's a cuck. Shit.
And confused, but ultimately happy that he was satisfied. She said Combs dictated every aspect of those encounters, which sometimes lasted up to 72 hours, and recorded them as a form of blackmail. Ventura testified the freak-offs and other aspects recorded them as a form of blackmail. Ventura testified the freak-offs and other aspects of the couple's relationship came with physical abuse.
What, just being there or it being filmed?
She recalled, quote, he would smash me in my head, knock me over, drag me, kick me, stop
Well, what
me.
do you expect when you go to a freak-off? What do you expect? What, you think they're going to be serving you some wine while you just sit there and relax, listening to some fine tunes? Nah, hell no. Expect the worst. Just like what you just heard right there. She's like, yeah, bash my head. Well, what do you expect? Fucking crazy ass motherfuckers
in
over
the
there.
head if I was down. And when asked how often she was abused, he said, quote, too
That's right,
frequently.
Carney.
In 2023, Combs and Ventura reached an 8-figure settlement one day after she accused him of rape and abuse in a civil suit. The now infamous video of Combs kicking and dragging her down a hotel hallway in 2016 is considered to be a key piece of evidence. Defense lawyers admitted Combs could be violent, but maintained that everything was consensual, adding that nothing he did amounted to sex trafficking or racketeering. Deanna Paul, a former New York prosecutor not associated with this case, weighed in on the testimony.
It was compelling and emotional.
Yo, what's up, Dixie? Let's see what you say. Kennedy is making Trump soft as a turd. Oh my God. He should have told the Middle East, build a nuclear weapon. We cut off all demands for your oil altogether. Drill, baby, drill. Well, what's good, Dixie? Good to see you, man. Hopefully, overall, you're having a wonderful morning so far.
Impactful testimony to hear her go through, the course of their relationship from start to almost finish. All of this at the end of the day is not whether or not he was a domestic abuser or a good person or engaged in this type of sexual behavior. That's not sex trafficking, and that doesn't make him a racketeer.
Listen, you can only squeeze so much blood out of a rock, right? And we all know that Diddy got some money. So why the fuck not at this point? Shit. You know how it's going to go. Of course, it's going to be an 8-figure settlement. $16 million,
And Cassie will continue testifying today.
Shit.
The defense.
Carney calling out the likes, by the way. Hey, I very much appreciate that, by the way. Yes, sir. Carney calling out all you motherfuckers out here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free, just so you guys know. If you guys are new to the show, hitting that subscribe button is also free. Just saying. Just saying. I know it's one extra click and all that shit, but I believe in you guys. I believe in you guys. And you're correct, Naomi. In this aspect of life, he absolutely is. 100%. Financially, probably not, but you know what I mean. Diddy was power bombing bitches from rooftops. Oh my fucking God, that's so funny, dude. All right, back to the chaos.
Has yet to cross-examine her, but in doing so, they will be allowed to question her credibility and also
Frederick,
try and
my man, good morning.
in her accusations. For now, they'll work live here in Lower Manhattan, outside federal court. Gina, back to you.
All right, Briella, thank you so much. And as we continue with this top story, we want to bring into the conversation criminal defense attorney David Seltzer.
I don't care about this, dude. I don't care about this, dude. You guys get the overall ordeal here. I think this is Trump pulling up. Yeah, it is. You can see his hair. That's totally a picture where, look at that. That's hilarious. Like a silhouette. That's hilarious. You totally know who that is, too, with that fucking hair. Jesus Christ. All right.
Hear any different feeds.
So let's go ahead and bring it. There's been a couple of things that we're going to go actually back in the media with. RFK is also up there doing, I guess he's testifying or some regarding whatever. So we're going to go to the signing. This is what I care about right now. And let's go ahead and see if they actually talk about it. I believe they do.
All right, what you are watching
beforehand. I want to hear their
there
analysis.
Is a live House hearing that is underway with RFK Jr. You can watch it in full by heading to our YouTube page. Just go there and search Live Now from Fox. Do want to take you out here live as we do have President Trump meeting with officials over in Qatar. Looks like they are going to be speaking, so let's pop up the audio and listen in.
They're not going to speak right away. They're going to be signing first. They'll be speaking right after. Hold the phone. We got Jeremiah up in here saying, hey, good morning. Thanks for the gift of membership. Shit. Hey, man. Absolutely. Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you back and hanging out with us, by the way.
The name of God, the most master, the most compassionate, Your Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Your Excellency, President Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, representative of the media.
Distinguished guests and members of the media. سنشهد الآن التوقيع على اتفاقية في مجال الطيران بين دولة قطر والولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. اتفاقية لشراء طائرات.
Now we will see the signing of the agreement of buying aircraft from Boeing.
Honestly, so since I've been back, remember the day after I got home back from California, Lucy had to get her spay. So she got spayed, and I haven't touched her yet like that where I'm comfortable enough to just like grab her like, so I haven't done it yet. I have it right here. I have her vest right here. Actually, I still have it right here, but I don't want to put it on her yet, and start squeezing her out right after she did her surgery or whatever. It's probably good now, but I do need to try it. So, but I'm just being straight up with you. Yep, they beat her with dildos. Shit.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Emotional damage.
His Excellency Badr bin Abdul Amir will sign from the Qatari side, and Kelly Altberg will be signing on behalf of Boeing.
Between the state of Qatar and the United States of America. Boeing purchase agreement signed on behalf of the state of Qatar by His Excellency
So
Badr Mohammed Al
So
Mir,
that's what the signing of investment was the $200 billion investment into Boeing.
CEO of Qatar Airways Company, and behalf of the United States, Kelly Ortberg, President and CEO of the Boeing Company.
So it is regarding that. Wow. Okay. Interesting. So I guess this is kind of like a formal, maybe a traditional thing. I don't know if this is like a mandatory thing, but I think this is like tradition. They call it a signing ceremony over there. So W Naomi, by the way. And what we'll do while they do that, we'll bring up the playback speed. Run it quick.
We will now witness the signing of a number of agreements in the field of defense between the State of Qatar and the United States of America, signed on behalf of the State of Qatar by His
Oh, so there's multiple signings.
Excellency Sheikh Saud bin Abdurrahman bin Hassan Al Thani, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of State for Defense Affairs, and on behalf of the United States of America by the Honorable Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense of the United States of America.
Oh, this is totally interesting.
Firstly, a statement of intent on defense cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America.
Wait, what was that just said right there? I need to hear that again. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit so I can get that right. All right. What the fuck? Gosh dang it.
And the United Firstly, a statement of intent on defense cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States
Defense cooperation. Okay.
of America.
So that Pete Hegseth is going to do the signing right there, as well as the president. Let's go ahead and bring this up while we do this.
Secondly, a letter of offer and acceptance for MQ-90 aircrafts.
For MQ-90 aircrafts, the next signing agreement.
And a letter of offer and acceptance, FS Lids. Thank you. It is my honor to announce the signing of a joint declaration of cooperation between the State of Qatar and the United States of America. Signed on behalf of the State of Qatar by His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar, and the Honorable Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America.
Wow. This is over the top, isn't it? I feel like I took 5 Addies. Hey, well, this is not a freaking Destiny stream, okay? Don't get this twisted right now. Shit.
The signing ceremony has now come to an end, and now a joint statement from His Highness the Emir and the President.
You gotta get the microphones. There you go.
Thank you very much. We had a couple of hours of great meeting with the President, and we discussed many issues.
And he speaks pretty decent English. Shit.
Our great bilateral relationship and also the situation in the region. Of course, I think after signing these documents, we are go to another level of relationship between Qatar and the United States. So I just wanted to thank you, Mr. President, again for this historic visit. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you very much. And this has been a very interesting couple of hours. We discussed the world. We discussed Russia and Ukraine, where you've been a tremendous help in so many different ways. We certainly discussed Iran, where it's been really an interesting situation. I have a feeling it's going to work out. I think it's going to work. It's got to work out one way or the other. We know it's going to work out. But you were a great help, and other things. But in particular, trade. The trade is the Kelly's telling me from Boeing. It's the largest order of jets in the history of Boeing. That's pretty good.
That's the largest purchase of jets from Boeing historically ever done. Just now.
140. Was that a 140 or 160?
160, but it's another 40 on top for something.
Well, yeah, but you're right. It's actually 200, including the 40. So it's over $200 billion.
Yeah.
But 160 in terms of the jets. That's fantastic. So that's a record, Kelly. And congratulations to Boeing. Get those planes out there. Get them out there. But I just want to thank you. We've been friends for a long time, long before politics. Well, for you, it was politics. For me, it wasn't, right? But we've been friends for a long time. And this is an outstanding man. He's a great man. And we're going to help each other. The United States is in a very strong position militarily. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world.
True.
You're buying a lot of that equipment, actually. And I think we're going to see some of it in action tomorrow. At the we won't call it an air fair, but it's going to be sort of an air fair. We're going to be shown a display that's going to be incredible. They have the latest and the greatest of our planes and just about everything else. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun and very interesting. But I just want to thank you for the friendship, for the long-time friendship. And again, long before any of this stuff, we just liked each other. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But we always had a very special relationship. And we came from Saudi Arabia, where we have another great man over there that's a friend of yours. And
I'm sure they're
get along
friends
so well and like each other. You sort of remind me a little bit of each other, if you want to know the truth. They're both tall, handsome guys that happen
they both look the same.
to be very smart. But he's
just kidding.
He's also a very special guy.
Jesus.
And it's good to see all the relationships
Sensitive
forming in
bastards.
the Middle East, because the Middle East is really being talked about all over the world, and we're having a lot to do with it. We're helping.
Yes, exactly, Blair. From now on, we'll have them at 1.25.
But they're doing a tremendous job. So I just want to thank everybody very much for being here. I want to thank the media. The media has been very fair, actually, and it's a great honor to be with you. This is you take a look at this room. This room is the real deal. That's called white marble. It's very hard to buy. Believe me, I know.
Yeah, believe me, I know, because I try to buy it and I can't get it.
Very well, because you try to buy it, you can't buy it.
Shit, I called that.
And you just take a look at what you have here. It's been incredible what you've been able to build as a nation, and we're with you all the way, and you know that.
Beautiful building. I will give it them that for sure.
Thank you. The ceremony has now come to an end.
That's right, Steve. 100%. Okay, so we were actually at 1.25. Let's go normal.
All right, there you have it. A signing ceremony underway.
You know, Josh right here speaks normal,
with President Donald Trump and Qatari leaders. Now, they did sign a joint declaration that they say does show a joint kind of connection between the two countries here. So, of course, it is likely, as President Trump continues his Middle East visit here, that we'll get more comments from him later on today. We'll bring those to you here on Live Now from Fox. It is 10:09.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and actually bring it to, I want to hear what's going on right here regarding RFK. That's what I want to hear real quick. And then we'll go into seeing what's happening more live right this second. And then, of course, we'll do our closeouts. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
And welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We do want to take you back out live right now to Capitol Hill, as there is a House hearing on health department funding. And right now, as you can see on your screen, we are hearing from Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr.
I invite the committee to unite around these ideals with me.
Hit the like button.
The United States remains the sickest developed nation, and we spend $4.5 trillion annually on health care, 2 to 3 times more.
Shit, what's up, Straight Jacket? Good to see you, by the way. Good morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well and enjoying your hump day. Shit.
Capita than comparable nations. Clearly, something is structurally and systemically wrong with our approach. Furthermore, healthcare costs are steadily increasing at a rate 2% greater than the economy. If we don't staunch this unsustainable hemorrhage, we will ransom our children to bankruptcy, servitude, and disastrous health consequences. Yes, an exploding debt is a social determinant of health.
Naomi.
We won't solve this problem by throwing more money at it. We must spend smarter. We will shift funding away from bureaucracy toward direct impact. Some things at HHS will not change. We will preserve legacy programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and Head Start as the foundation of the MAHA agenda. Vulnerable populations, seniors, and veterans deserve consistent access to care, and I will ensure that they receive it. Today, 83 million Americans, urban and rural, lack adequate access to primary care physicians. We will prioritize these families, especially Native Americans and Alaskan communities. We will protect IHS funding, streamline its operations, and give the tribes more autonomy for managing their resources. Let me be clear, we intend to make the Trump HHS not just the most effective, but also the most compassionate in U.S. history. Our official budget statement outlines many priorities, but I will highlight a few. First, we will consolidate programs to better tackle mental health and addiction. These issues now rival chronic disease in their impact. HHS will aggressively combat the opioid crisis, especially the spread of synthetic drugs like fentanyl. We will empower state, local, and tribal leaders to create effective solutions. Second, we will address nutrition, physical activity, and health.
Hey, you be safe out there. You know what I mean? Probably on the side of the road if it's loading a wreck. So be safe out there. We'll see you on the flip side, man.
Lifestyles. The president budget requests $94 billion in discretionary funds to support these priorities, including the Administration for a Healthy America. We will emphasize healthy eating and Head Start and ensure the program continues to serve its 750,000 children and parents effectively. Third, we will equip the FDA to expand its food safety efforts through research, regulations, independence, and education to remove harmful chemicals from food and packaging. And we're already doing this more aggressively than any other administration in history. We will fund cutting-edge research at the NIH while cutting risky or non-essential services. That includes ending of gain-of-function experiments and research based upon radical gender ideology. At the CDC, we'll return to its core missions, tracking disease, investigating outbreaks, and sustaining public health infrastructure while cutting waste. And I'll add, in response to your critique about the measles, we are doing a better job at CDC today than any nation in the world at controlling this measles outbreak. I'm happy to elaborate on that afterward.
No need right now.
We will eliminate DEI funding.
Just get through your first statement because it's almost done, actually. It's actually not that far done. We only got a couple more minutes before they go into the signing ceremony, which then obviously we went backwards in time, and then we're going to jump forward of time and see where we are currently.
And redirect resources toward real poverty reduction. We will move beyond lip service to communities of color and take meaningful action to meet their needs. 6, we will strengthen cybersecurity and health IT. The AI revolution has arrived, and we are already using these new technologies to manage healthcare data more efficiently and securely. Finally, we will rebuild public trust that eroded through years of industry capture, corruption, waste, and misplaced priorities, including by some of the gentlemen that you just mentioned, Ranking Member. We will launch a new era of transparency in public service, creating an honest, science-driven HHS.
That's right. We got Triple B up in the building saying, what's up, everyone? Happy hump day. Happy hump day to you as well. Hopefully you're doing fantastic this morning. I know that we are over here. We got Ghost Chris up in here as well, by the way. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. Hopefully you're having a good morning as well. Oh, that carbon fiber is so smooth. What kind of lubrications do you use? WD-40, obviously. You know what I mean? Shit.
Answers to the president, to Congress, and to the American people.
Got brother Dwayne.
I look
Good morning.
forward to working with Congress to pursue this mission together as a bipartisan cause. Let's work side by side to make America healthy again.
That's his opening right there. Boom. Dunskies.
Thank you, Mr.
Chairman?
Yes, sir.
We have another committee meeting of which I'm the ranking member. I will be back, but I didn't want Mr. Kennedy to think Secretary Kennedy walking out.
What's up, Stephanie?
I welcome
Good morning.
your absence, Congressman Hoyer.
I'll be back.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I will begin.
No need for that. No need for that. We're going to skip ahead now. Okay, so real quick, we have House Democrats speaking. So let's go ahead and hear what is going on over here.
Then on the West Coast. My name is Josh Breslow, and I'm here to bring you all of your top stories, live events, and breaking news. Right now, we do have House Speaker Mike Johnson and House Republicans.
You know what? We're going to do that this Saturday. We're going to do that this Saturday. Then the Saturday after that, we'll do police cam, body camera. We'll do one of, a reaction style video to body cam footage from the police. Some of the funniest moments or the most radical moments, shit like that, we're going to get down with our bad selves. If you guys don't already know, for $2.99 a month, you guys can become a member. You know what I mean? And that is exactly how we get to speak freely over here. You know what I mean? We're 100% funded by you guys. Just saying. You know what I mean? Just saying. So it's my way of being able to give back to all of you guys that are in the members ship. You know what I mean? What's cool about it is we get to do members only live streams where we do every single Saturday morning. Just saying. 10 a.m. CST, 11 a.m. Eastern. And yeah, we get to be quite a bit uncensored over there. It's pretty fun. Anyways,
that are taking the
appreciate
podium.
that.
I can
Back
see
to
them
this.
right here. So let's pop up the audio and listen in to their remarks live and uninterrupted.
No, I'm going to interrupt them. Turn down that fucking microphone.
Good morning,
There we
everyone.
go. Perfect. They did it in perfect timing.
How are ya? The sun is kind of starting to come out today, just a little bit. So keep your fingers crossed.
Oh my goodness.
But House Republicans have
First thing she does is come out here and start capping on motherfuckers. Jesus. But that's right. That's right. And neighbor guy. That's funny, dude. Transmission fluid. And that's right. WD-40, just so you guys know, is not an actual lubricant. It's actually a cleaner. You're not supposed to use it as lubricant. Anyways, back to this.
made significant progress on the one big beautiful bill. 9 out of 11 committees have passed their pieces, and the 2 remaining committees will be done quite soon. After our committee work, after that work is done, we will move on to the next step. But before we do, I think it's important that we not forget what is at stake for the American people if this bill doesn't pass, which I'm confident it will. And what's at stake? Think about it. What's at stake for Michiganders? They would
I did not know that, by the way.
see their
Claire.
taxes go up an average of $2,400. Mothers and fathers who need the child tax credit could potentially lose that. Mom and pop shops could close, and even family farms would be affected and no longer cease to exist.
Stop the cap like as if you even give a fuck about no farmer. You know what I mean? Just kidding. Just kidding.
If we don't,
These are
pass this
Republicans,
bill,
actually.
there will be.
They're talking
real
about the big bill. I forget, big beautiful bill that they call it. But yeah, I hate when any type of whether you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. The truth is I hate when people try to. I like when I like calling out these different politicians that try to cater to your emotion, like, oh, I'm so relatable to you. Shut the fuck up. You don't give a shit about none of that.
consequences and real consequences for real people. We must pass this transformational piece of legislation, and
What's up,
failure
A2Z?
is not an option. Additionally, this week, House Republicans are honoring police in National Police
What's up,
Week.
David? Good morning.
We will vote on multiple measures that support our police and law enforcement officers. Those who bravely serve our communities in uniform deserve recognition, especially those who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. Now, I'm curious to watch the Democrats and see what they do this week. See if they will actually join us in honoring the men and women in blue. The jury's still out. I mean, just look at last week when House Republicans visited small business for Small Business Week. What did the Democrats do? The Democrats visited the MS-13 members. Will they visit criminals this week instead of police officers during National Police Week? The jury's still out, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Now, because Democrats have turned their backs on law enforcement over the past 4 years, let's not forget they were the party that wanted to defund the police. And they actually called for defunding the police.
Yo, I'm a staunch conservative, and I got something to say. Fuck 12, yo, and fuck the feds. Shit, what you gonna do about it, cut?
Emotional damage. Advocated for a border crisis. They passed soft on crime legislation. They have put the lives of local law enforcement officers in danger. But I can assure you those days are over. With President Trump in the White House and Republicans in control of Congress, America's law enforcement officers and their families know that Republicans will always back the blue. We have their
And everything they stand for, Steve. Shit.
backs. And it's only right that we have theirs. They have our back. It's only right that we have theirs. Now, here to speak on that is Representative John Rutherford from Florida. He knows a little bit about law enforcement. Rep. Rutherford is a former law enforcement officer and co-chairman of the Law Enforcement Caucus. So with that, Mr. Rutherford?
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sheriff. Thank you, Lisa, and thank all of you for being here today. I appreciate what the Republican caucus
This
has
is Sheriff?
done to prove to our law enforcement officers over these last several days that
You gotta love when the sheriff is so fucking old that he can't even arrest himself. You know what I mean? Like, what good are you? Like, come on, man. It's all politics.
do have their backs.
All politics.
And I can tell you, as a lifelong law enforcement officer and sheriff of Jacksonville
Totally.
for 12 years, I know all too well about the service and sacrifice our nation's brave law enforcement officers make every day, and the sacrifice of their loved ones. Never forget that. Anyone who's put on a badge and answered the call of duty knows the dangers that may await. They know that going in. Sadly, that is the reality officers and their families accept each time they put their lives in harm's way to protect others. Putting on a badge has become increasingly more dangerous. In 2024, 148 officers tragically lost their lives in the line of duty. 79 of those were shot in ambush-style attacks, and 18 resulted in deaths. 8 officers were killed in Florida alone, my state, the 5th highest number of officer deaths per state. We must do more to protect those who protect us. But it's also very important that when we ask them to put their lives in jeopardy.
Okay, we got to do it for this guy. This is the sheriff or whatever, right? Right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and show off what they're all about. She.
I'm going to talk to him. Here, get on the ground. Let me whisper something out here. Get on the ground. It's really go. You fast, grab what you ain't fast on. I'm a feminist.
I'm a feminist.
Good. I just want you to know, you ain't get me. I got you. We're the. Oh, it's tired. I'm hot. Don't taste me. That shit just stings. My safe word is pineapple juice.
Pineapple juice.
You dead?
Put your hands behind your back. Palms up. Put your hands behind your back. Both hands.
It's warm.
It's warm.
Stay just like that. Cross your ankles.
Ooh.
Cross your ankles.
You gonna take pictures?
Stay just like that. You understand me? Bring your ankles up to your butt.
Swap man, what's my safe word?
Bring your ankles up to your butt.
That's how far I go. You think I'm in Pilates?
Stay just like that.
Think I'm in
I'm gonna have a
Pilates?
heart attack. I'm out of breath. It was fun. What are you doing?
Just scaring the shit out of them.
Stay just like that. Stick this hand up just like that. Don't move it.
What's my safe word?
No, I'll take pineapple juice. I like pineapple.
I like pineapple juice.
Oh, watch your hands, boy. That's my. Don't do that. That's my lighter. It don't work. Don't do drugs, kids. Those are my quarters. You want to put those in your pocket? That is change.
That is
You know how long it
change.
took me to acquire those? Some of those are limited.
That is change.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That is change. You know how long it took me to acquire those? Some of those are limited edition. Well, that's my flash drive. Don't look at it unless you want to see Big D. That's my wallet. You have no. Ooh. And watch your fingers, booty hole man.
Booty hole man.
He's strong.
He's strong.
No wonder y'all together. Hey, real talk though. Every strong man got a sensitive side.
Every strong man got a sensitive
Like
side.
doing the weird shit. What's your safe word? You gotta untie him. Gosh. Ooh, you need help? I'll hold my boot for you. Now here's the thing. With these boots, they are sensitive.
They are
Limited
sensitive.
edition. You gonna drag me down the highway? Hey, real talk though. In my car, I got snacks. Would you mind get my snacks for me?
Huh?
I want my snacks.
Stand up.
You said don't stand up.
Stand up.
Hey, don't gotta be so aggressive.
So aggressive.
Cutting off the circulation to my hand.
Ooh. Ooh.
Button first. Get your legs in.
Remember what I said?
Pineapple juice. Fucking so great, dude. That is such a great moment of history right there. Man, I love snacks too, Steve. I see you out here, man. All right, back to this loser.
To step into that breach, that they know that this Congress has their back. And they know that now. And this means ensuring that they have the resources needed to apprehend dangerous criminals, keep officers safe, and increase retention and recruitment so that these officers have the tools that they need to be safe on the street. I'm honored to stand here today to call on all Americans to back our officers. You know, these National Memorial Weeks, I'm always...
This is a PR move being done right now. Nice little PR move. I need the community to respect and love us again. We need your support. And it's true, they do. They do need, you need to have, I think there should be a good relationship with the community. I don't think all cops are bad or anything like that. I totally, I understand that there's people out there that actually try to make a difference. But when the majority, it seems like the majority overrides, or the minority overrides the majority in these aspects, it can be super frustrating, especially how corrupt we've seen, especially with social media and kind of the unblocking of censorship and all of that shit. We've been able to, and obviously people getting off the fucking tube, where people were just glued to the mainstream media. Now there's independent journalism, like guys like me, and that you can easily tap into and ask questions and send and information. It's information warfare right now. It's awesome. So anyways, now having a little, PR moment. Hey, we need your backing. Yes, we do.
Reminded of a talk that Ralph Waldo Emerson once said. And he said, the purpose in life is not to be happy. It's to be useful. It's to be honorable. It's to be compassionate. It's to have lived well and made some difference with your life. I can tell you all of those officers.
And it's already been happening, Blair. I honestly think that, well, podcasting, I don't know if you guys know this. It's the #1 business in the world, and it's the #1 small business of all of America. Just saying. Just saying. I don't think people understand how big of a deal podcasting or podcasters or the things I do, for instance. I mean, people would classify this in a type of podcast style, but I look at this as more of a professional setup in the aspect of like being able to present news and, geopolitics and all that shit and be able to break it down and speak the way that maybe me and you might speak. You know what I mean? So anyways, back to this.
Whose names are inscribed on the wall at the National Memorial, they all lived well. And I think this conference, particularly thank the speaker for going to the memorial this morning and laying wreaths with several officers from my jurisdiction that came up and others from Minnesota. And I really appreciate you having done that. And thank you very much.
Yeah, this is the last generation of the mainstream media, and you know it, Glare, by the way. As soon as the boomers, die off, I don't know who else watches like the mainstream media like that, like nonstop. I don't know anybody, of my generation or even Gen X. Gen X, I think they're all in tune with the fucking internet too, completely. But boomers are the out of touch ones, absolutely. But you guys as Gen X did fight it for a minute though. You guys were like, fuck that technology bullshit. But then you fucking got suckered in with the, your kids probably. Your kids were probably like, hey dad, fucking I'm look at this cool ass thing I can do on my phone now or whatever, and you were like, holy shit, maybe I should know a little bit more about this shit or whatever the case is. But Gen X grew up in technology too. You guys were involved in the entire technology boom. But there was, it seems like, anyways, anecdotal that Gen X was like kind of against technology a little bit. Millennials were like all for it,
Lies, deception, fear-mongering. These are the pillars of House Democrats' strategy to try and stop us from delivering on President Trump's America First agenda. The mainstream media may let them get away with their antics, but we're here
That's true.
today.
That is very true. That's a very good point that you just made, Papa Penguin. Absolutely. Great point. They were ahead of their generation. That's for damn sure. But I'm talking as a whole, generation.
To correct the record.
Good
So let's
point,
start
though.
with the Democrats' absurd claim that our reconciliation bill would cut Medicaid for vulnerable Americans. That's false. In stark contrast, Republicans on the Energy and Commerce Committee have laid out a clear path to strengthen, secure, and sustain the program for those who need it the most, such as mothers, children, people with disabilities, and the elderly. Democrats also say SNAP benefits
What is he going on about?
and sustain the program out a clear path to strengthen, secure, and sustain the program for those who need it the most, such as mothers, children, people with disabilities, and the elderly.
What's up, Lee? Good morning.
Democrats also say SNAP benefits will be cut for Americans who need them. Another lie. The House Agriculture Committee's piece of the reconciliation bill closes loopholes within SNAP, like the one that allowed for a retired millionaire in my congressional district in my home state of Minnesota to receive thousands of dollars in food stamps from SNAP back in 2016. But the Democrats are not content to keep their lies narrow.
Yep. Papa Penguin says, I swear they just have the same script everyone reads from. Switch from Dem Republic. Goes back to who is saying it, but it all sounds the same lies to me. And that's the same thing that I was about to say is like anytime, like even this guy speaking right now, Tom, whatever. The truth is I look at that and I'm always skeptical. Even me as a staunch conservative, that's the way I've been voting since I could vote. Been staunch conservative. But I listen to these guys. I listen to all politicians, and I'm all skeptical of them. Every one of them. You know what I mean? Absolutely, as you should be. I think that you shouldn't determine a party line for those people. That doesn't make them good politicians just because they're repeating even their own rhetoric. Watch what they're actually passing. Watch what they're actually voting for. Watch how they show up, how they spend their money. All of these things. You know, the thing that I explained during the election cycle is I said, I hope that people that give a shit, like people that all said they gave a shit about the whole election, they all fucking cared and so much passion about this fucking election, Trump or Kamala Harris. I'm like, well, keep that exact same energy when we don't have a main election going on, but keep that same energy for your local government. You know what I mean? That's how this shit gets fucking solved. Just saying. All right.
Arrowed to these programs. They also say Republicans are prioritizing tax cuts for the wealthy. The actual truth? Our bill's extension of the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act would deliver the biggest relief to working class families and small businesses in a general.
You got to think about this too, David. Even these meetings that they're doing, these, whatever little conferences they do weekly. A lot of these things they will actually run on. Like they are using, like, look at what I've said. This is what I'm running on, blah, blah, blah. And they use these videos actually. They're all hogging for the camera. All of them. Every single one of them are basically they're chomping at the bit to get up there and speak, and because that's their airtime. You know, that's for all politicians.
Generation. Let's be clear. These lies only harm Americans that Democrats claim they're trying to protect. But we're not going to let them get away with the lies. House Republicans are hard at work getting our reconciliation bill to the finish line. The Ways and Means Committee advanced their title earlier this morning, and
that's a really good way to put it, Glare. No kidding. And it might even become that for it may become a reality for people.
And Energy and Commerce committees will do the same later today. These three committees worked through the night to deliver on the America First agenda that's 70.
Yeah, you know what's funny about it is I grew up initially because my father's been libertarian basically my whole life. So I grew up with his ideology, but I became the conservative, which was hilarious. My ideologies, my worldviews and stuff like that. I was a little bit more harsher on things than he was. I have a much more staunch, it falls into the line absolutely of conservatism, but there are things, I don't allow that to get the betterment of my own judgment. You know what I mean? I think that, for instance, one of my liberal policies, I do have a liberal policy that I would run on. One of them would be the legalization of marijuana. That would be one of them. That would be absolutely one of them. And that is a liberal policy. But I would run on that, even though I'd be a conservative running on that. But that would be my one thing that I guess that worldview wise, yeah, probably on that kind of aspect of policy stuff.
7 million Americans voted for last November. Our one big, beautiful bill will restore the American dream and create opportunities like never before.
Yeah, no, we would totally do like, we could even do like there's Lee, there's this, I forget what the website's called, but it's like a raffle website and you can put names on the wheel and stuff, and it's like a random generator and it randomly spins a wheel, and people use it all the time online, and it's a real thing. It's impossible to rig. It's very like it shows everything that I'm in control of. You guys can see it. Like there's nothing that There's nothing fancy about it. It just randomly generates. So we could do that, and we could do like a spinner wheel or something like that. But it would be really cool for sure. We'll definitely be talking about that here in the future for sure.
And
I want
no
this guy to wrap up
Democrat
real quick.
lie can change that. With that, Leader Scalise.
No, I don't need them to continue on with their ordeal right here, right now. The truth be told, I've got a fantastic lunch to go take my mother on. So that's where I'm going to be heading off to here in a few minutes. Yep, that's right. Grandstanders. That's right, man. Let's see. All of you guys, man, I very much appreciate every single one of you guys for coming in and hanging out with us and maxing all cool, shooting some b-ball outside school, and hitting that like button, by the way. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I wonder which foreign funding his name is on. Yeah, exactly. He says America first. Yep. That's a good it's not always what they say, it's what they do and what they actually are doing behind the scenes. Like what are they voting for? What are they doing? What are they actually doing? Not just saying. Fuck what they're just saying. At this point, I need to be able to have like proof of this shit. And this is why I think that anytime that any politician speaking ever, it should be 100% live. Like, for instance, that Kamala interview that they did during the election, that was totally recorded, blah, 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 and chopped up a million fucking times and didn't even fucking come out. But parts did, ironically, which was kind of odd. But the whole thing, no. I think that every politician that is speaking to America or in America, I'll just only say that, it should be live streamed. It should be live. If you can't sit there and have a conversation with the people that, you know what I mean? I don't understand. Why are you doing this then? If you can't, what are you hiding from? Why do you need it chopped up into a million pieces? You should be able to come out here and say what you think and what your policies are. You should be transparent with the American people. And that's what I'm all about. So much love, honor, respect to all of you legends up in here. I very much appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hitting that like button, by the way, whether it was in the beginning of the stream, the middle, or the end, man, it doesn't matter. It helps out the show. Stick around real quick. We're going to find out who we're going to go ahead and send you guys off to for a nice little raid skis. So stick around for that. Let's go ahead and find out together. Oh, we got freaking Carney that's live right now. We'll go ahead and send you guys over to Carney. So go hang out with him, and we'll see you guys on tonight. We have a show tonight with the Diamond Effect, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we are back to the World's Madness tomorrow morning as per usual. So very much appreciate all of you guys. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Much love, honor, respect, and God bless.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire.